video. It might be a little long, but I'll be going over how to add movement on your Showit website. So one of the reasons I love Showit so much is because you can add movement in many different ways. So we can add like page animation, so certain things fly into the page, and we can create GIFs like this one, or GIFs, or whatever you want to call them. I call them GIFs. We can add fun hover effects. We can create videos that go in the background. We can use galleries that automatically swap out. So yeah, we're going to start with some of the easier things. So we'll start with let's start with galleries because I have a gallery set up on this one already. So if we preview this site, I'll show you what I mean. So the Santana template has a gallery that is set as a full page background right at the top of the page. So when you visit, you're automatically getting all this movement, which kind of adds like a fun effect that you wouldn't see on most people's sites. So to do this, we're just going to create a gallery. So we'll come down here, click on gallery, and add all of the photos you want. So let's just do ones from like another website that I'm working on. Let's just add all of these. Of course, you'd want to make sure they're all horizontal images so that they work well. We'll click save. Now what you want to do is drag this so that it takes up the whole background. Only do this if you want it to be the whole background because it doesn't have to be. So let's say I do want it the whole background. I'm going to drag it so it takes up all of the space. We're going to click center so it's centered. And we're going to click this button so that it stretches from edge to edge. So no matter how big someone's computer is, it's going to stretch edge to edge. Next, we're going to come to gallery settings, and we can mess with this here. I would keep it to simple gallery. You don't really want to use the other ones. And fill, you can change how fast it switches through. So let's keep it at 3 just to see what that looks like. And we'll preview it. So you'll see it switches through. This one's on a fade while the other one was more on like a slide effect before. So you can kind of swap how it switches through right here. So I think I had it set to slide on the other one. If you want to use like a smaller one, like maybe you want one of these images to be a gallery, all we have to do is let's move it. So let's say for example, let's delete it and we'll create a new one down here. Let's say you want this section to have a gallery instead of this image. We can put this here and then make sure you delete the graphic underneath. Double click, we'll add some photos in. Save. And we can change the settings. So let's say we're fine with how they are. We'll click preview. If we come down, it might take a second, but here they are. And it'll kind of go through all of the images. So that's the kind of cool thing about galleries is you can use them almost anywhere. So on some of my client sites before, I've actually used them to even like go through a few images. So like I'll show you. This was a site I did a while ago. But if we scroll down, this photo is actually going through 2 different pictures. It works really well in instances like this where the person's in like the same outfit, so it almost looks like they were taken right after each other. But yeah, that is what we can do with galleries. So another simple thing we can do right in Showit is we can use animations. So let's say we want everything in this box, all of the text, to fly into the page. So if we click on it, we come down to transitions. You have all of these options. So I'm going to go with slide left. We're going to change everything to slide left and slide left. We'll keep the button so it stays on the page, so we won't mess with that. Now if we go to preview, as we scroll down the page, it should just suddenly slide in. So we're scrolling, boom, there it is. So you can do that, mess with like all their different effects. They have a lot. I actually haven't used all of these, so you can check them out and see what they might be good for. I'm going to remove this. So let's talk video next. So you can add video no matter which template you purchased. Just because one template has video as an example doesn't mean yours can't. So let's go to the KC template because that one does actually have a video already. So I'll show you kind of what this video looks like. So it looks super blurry right here, but when you go on the website, you'll see it actually just shows a video, which is pretty cool. One thing to note is that videos don't work on mobile. So when we bring it to mobile, it shows just a photo that I had set up. So that's just something to keep in mind. But to create a video, first you're going to have to source the video. One place I like to use, which is super helpful if you're like a newer entrepreneur and you haven't had your own video taken, is just to go to Pexels. So this is what I use actually for all of my templates. So we're on Pexels, we'll just search for something. Let's search for beach. Click video, and let's just find a random beach video. Usually the shorter the better, because then we don't have to edit it as much. This is pretty short, so let's use this one. We're going to download it. What you're going to want to use is some sort of video editor. If you're on a Mac, you'll have iMovie. If you're on Windows, I think it's like Windows Movie Maker. I don't know what it's called now. I haven't had a Windows computer in so long. But for the purpose of this video, I am going to show you how to do it with Premiere Pro because that's what I use. Okay, so now that I finally have Premiere Pro open, we're going to click New Project. You pick a place to save it. I'm just going to put it like in my downloads. So I'll just click Downloads, choose, let's title it, so I'll just call it Beachy. Okay. And this might take a second too. But on my laptop, it always takes longer. Okay, so I finally have Premiere Pro open. That took a little bit of time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in that video that we downloaded. So I'm just gonna drag that in here. Double click on it, and then we can see the preview up here. We're going to want to drag it, but make sure you drag video only. And now it is down here. We can play like a short little preview of it by just clicking this play button. For the most part, I recommend having like a short video. So actually, let's make this one even shorter. Let's make it like 5 seconds. The longer it is, the more like fuzzy it ends up being because we have to make the video so small. Okay, so we'll want to go up here to File, Export Media, Pinwheel of Death. We can rename it whatever we want, so I'll just name this Beachy Test. Okay. We don't need it to export audio. What you want to pay attention to is this estimated file size. So how I change that file size is I come down here and I just mess with this target bitrate. It has to be under 8 megabytes or it cannot be uploaded to Showit. So I'm actually going to drag this. Let's make it 8 just to make sure it's a little bit lower, and hopefully it does export under 8 megabytes. So of course this is harder when you have a much longer video, so I try to keep them 5 to 10 seconds maximum. Then we're just going to click export. Okay, so now that our video is exported, we're going to go back to Showit. And I'm actually just going to use this template as an example. So when we're clicked on the canvas, you'll see for canvas background, it says type video. So you'll want to make sure it's on video. If you have it selected on something else, change it to video. We're going to click right on there. I'm just going to add this video in. Might take a little bit to upload because it is video. Okay, so now that it's uploaded, we're going to click on it It'll probably take a second or two. We're going to preview it. Hopefully it works. Okay, so there's the video. How fun! So you can literally do this with anything. My best source for free stock, like I said, is pexels.com. So definitely check out that site. There are some other places you can actually buy stock on if you want. So you can definitely go to other places too, like Adobe Stock has some great stock as well. Is this a dog? This literally looks like a dog. That is so cute. Okay, so I am going to change this back for the template. One thing to do is also make sure you pick a fallback image that's kind of similar to the video, just in case the video doesn't play for whatever reason on someone's website viewer, like whatever their platform is that they're checking out your website on. And that is how you add videos. Another way you can also add videos is to come down here and just click video, and you can add a video from Vimeo or YouTube. You can also set it to autoplay, but this is better for like just using like a small video somewhere instead of as a background. So I don't use it that often. Now it like doesn't want to delete. Okay. So last but not least, I'm going to go over how to use GIFs in your website, which I love doing. I do it on a lot of my client sites too. It's just a really fun way to add like a little pop or surprise like on your website. So this is my logo, for example, and I just have it kind of going through different colors. So to do this, let me close Premiere Pro, because this is going to like kill my computer and it's not going to be able to do anything else. We actually want to use Photoshop for the best results. So, okay, I'm going to open up Photoshop. I always lose like all of my stuff. Okay, there it is. You can also do something similar in Canva, but I've tried it before and the result just is not as good, so I recommend downloading a free Adobe trial and doing it from there, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. So here is Photoshop. We're going to create new. We'll just do the square for now. I want to make sure it's RGB because it's for web. I'll also change the resolution to 240. Create. And now this is where you're going to add whatever you want in. So let's say that I wanted to add like a logo, but since I don't actually have a logo, I'm just going to type something in here. So let me just find like a funky font and I'll write something. So let's say I wanted to make like a cooler logo for the Santana template. Oh god, sometimes my Photoshop like freezes. So let's write Santana. We'll make it a lot bigger by clicking Command T, dragging it so it's larger. Let's center it. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of this background layer, just so that we can export it as a PNG. And now we're going to want to kind of get it so it fits a lot better on here. So we're going to click this little crop button, and we're going to resize it. Boom. Okay. Enter. Now we're going to want to make a few layers. So to do this, hold down Option and drag, and you can make copies when you click. We're going to make each one a different color for this example. So let's make one orange. We'll make another one blue. Then let's hide it so we can see this last one. We'll click, make this one. It's like another color we could use. Maybe like green, for one that's not so like harsh. Okay, these are some wild colors. Those are your brand colors. Okay, so next what we're going to want to do is come up to this button and click motion. And it will add a timeline down at the bottom. And for some reason mine's like super cut off. Okay, I think like my Photoshop is just way too big for some reason. So we're going to click Create Frame Animation. Then we're going to click this little line thing and click Make Frames from Layers. And now all 3 of our layers are in here. So now we're going to set like a time for each of these. So let's say we want it to go really fast. So we'll set each one for 0.2 seconds by clicking this little arrow. Then we can click play to kind of see how it will play. So now we have a GIF that's going to change through all of our brand colors. So let's stop it. We'll export it. So go File, Export, Save for Web. You want to make sure it's GIF, like save it as a GIF. I usually save it as GIF 64 dithered. I'm not sure the right thing, like if that's even right, but that's what I always save it as. You can change the size, like we probably won't need it that big, so let's make it 500. Just so it's a lot smaller. We'll click, you want to make sure transparency is clicked too. Click save. We'll say Santana, GIF, save. Go back to Showit. So now let me go to the Santana template. If we go back to our nav bar, edit nav bar, so I'm going to hide this for now. And then we're going to add in, go to media library, I'm going to upload the GIF. Just click on it, click add. It's going to be super tiny because it's trying to like only go in that canvas. So there it is. We're going to resize it however we want it, center it. It's probably super big actually. So we'll make it a little smaller, center it. And now we have a fun little GIF. So if we go back to the home page, this is what the website looks like now. It'll also be visible on mobile. Well, it's not right now because it's like super tiny on here. So we can make it so it's visible on mobile as well. Maybe we want it there, and then we should probably hide this one.